Stripe is reportedly buying OpenRouter for over $7 billion, and the community is already mourning the loss of the open internet. The tech acquisition war just got a massive new headline. According to a report from MSN, Stripe is reportedly acquiring the AI gateway startup, OpenRouter, for a staggering $7 billion or more. This is not a minor update for the payments giant. It is a massive pivot into the infrastructure layer of the artificial intelligence economy. OpenRouter has become the go-to routing layer for developers who want to access dozens of different large language models through a single unified API. By buying this company, Stripe is essentially buying the toll booth for a huge chunk of the modern AI traffic. This move signals that the big infrastructure players know that the battle for the next decade of computing is not just about building models, but about controlling how those models are accessed and built at scale. To understand why this price tag is so high, you have to look at what OpenRouter actually does. They provide a unified endpoint that lets developers call models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and dozens of open source providers without writing custom code for each one. This is especially critical for the local LLM community, as we have seen. Many people run their own inference instances locally and provide them as endpoints to customers who are regulars of this very subreddit. OpenRouter makes that local setup accessible to the wider world. It turns a personal server into a global service. This bridge between the private, local hardware we love, and the public. Cloud-based API economy is exactly what Stripe is paying billions to capture. The reaction on the LocalLLaMA subreddit has been immediate and visceral. One user simply wrote, "Fuck, that is all I have to say. Goodbye, OpenRouter, you served me well these last few years." This sentiment captures the genuine affection the community has for the platform. It was a tool that worked, it was reliable, and it felt like a community project. Now it is a $7 billion asset. The fear is not just about the price, but about what comes next. The acquisition of a beloved tool by a massive corporate entity often signals a shift in priorities. The community is already bracing for a change in the culture of the platform they have relied on. There's a heavy layer of irony in the name OpenRouter being sold to a corporate giant. One commenter pointed out that the meaning of the word open is being kind of redefined. Another user joked that we are getting a closed router. Now, there is a growing exhaustion with the marketing language of the AI industry. One user noted that OpenAI did it first and did it best. And now, it is open season for companies to use the word open in their names to confuse people and get more users. The name OpenRouter no longer guarantees an open ecosystem, it just guarantees a gateway to something else. The most common theme in the comments is a deep-seated cynicism about corporate acquisitions. One user succinctly summarized the fear as being open to enshittification. This is the belief that once a platform becomes dominant, it will slowly degrade the user experience to maximize profit. Users are worried about price hikes, API limits, and the slow erosion of the features that made the service great. Another user noted that it sucks to see the enshittification begin, glad we have our local setups. This highlights the central tension of the current AI era. We are building incredible tools, but we are building them on platforms that are vulnerable to corporate whims. Not everyone is mourning the news. There was a defensive reaction from users who felt the acquisition was being treated as off-topic. One user argued that this is on-topic because people are providing their inference instances as endpoints to customers who are regulars of this sub. They are hosting it locally. This highlights a split in the community. For some, the local LLM movement is about independence from these gateways. For others, the gateways are essential infrastructure that connects local setups to the world. The acquisition forces us to ask whether we are building a parallel ecosystem or just renting space in someone else's house. The acquisition of OpenRouter by Stripe is a signal that the infrastructure layer of AI is consolidating. The big players are buying the pipes. For the local LLM enthusiast, this is a reminder that our local setups are insurance policy, as these gateways become more expensive and more corporate. The value of running your own models on your own hardware increases. It is not just about privacy or cost, it is about control. We are watching the open internet become a closed network of toll roads. The question is whether we will pay the toll or build our own road. The acquisition of OpenRouter by Stripe is a signal that the infrastructure layer of AI is consolidating. The big players are buying the pipes. For the local LLM enthusiast, this is a reminder that our local setups are insurance policy, as these gateways become more expensive and more corporate. The value of running your own models on your own hardware increases. It is not just about privacy or cost, it is about control. We are watching the open internet become a closed network of toll roads. The question is whether we will pay the toll or build our own road.